You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, I do believe that this sports media landscape is going to change forever after the firings and layoffs that actually happened at ESPN this past Friday. ESPN has been a dying brand for a very, very long time, guys. They've been losing so much money for the better part of a decade. They went from sports to diving into politics. I remember last year, I believe it was actually last year, doing a sporting program. I believe it was like women's basketball or something. ESPN decided to virtue signal and was actually talking about Florida's parental rights and education law. Had nothing to do with the game. Absolutely nothing. People tune in to ESPN on live sports for the game. They don't care about your politics, but ESPN doesn't care. They have dived head first into politics, and therefore, guys, people have turned off ESPN. It is a disaster, guys. They have so many woke employees over there, guys, that they couldn't fire everybody. That's why you still have some woke employees over there right now. But guys, layoff after layoff after layoff, and ESPN hasn't learned a lesson. Now, one person that survived the cuts at ESPN was Stephen A. Smith. Now, I never truly believed that Stephen A. Smith would be let go because let's be real, man. He is the draw over there at ESPN. When it comes to your non-live sports stuff, he's on ESPN every single day. He is one person that can get eyeballs on the product because we know that the daytime shows, nobody cares about them. Nobody was watching Matt Kellerman in the afternoon. Nobody was watching Matt Kellerman in the morning. Nobody cared about Matt Kellerman. Nobody cared about Jalen Rose. Those people were all let go. Stephen A. Smith survived because he is the biggest draw over there at ESPN. No other way to put it. Now, Pat McAfee is coming along now, and he'll be a draw, even though I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a newer audience because his audience on YouTube, man, they said that he is sold out and they're not going to follow him over. Now, not all of them are. Probably half of them will probably go over and watch him on ESPN, but it's going to be a different show. Well, Stephen A. Smith actually did address all of the firings and laying off people, guys, and look at this. He just flat out said it, guys. It ain't over yet. It ain't over. Look at this. Stephen A. Smith addresses ESPN layoffs. I could be next. Because, guys, even though Friday was a huge day for layoffs and firings, we found out other people a few days later, they got fired too. And I believe he's right about this. This ain't the end. But I don't believe that Stephen A. Smith would actually be part of the next round of layoffs because people actually do watch Stephen A. Smith on people that actually do watch ESPN. Now, it's kind of funny. He's actually saying now he could be next. Just the other day, he said, I ain't worried about it. ESPN, they're going to take care of me when it's time for him to re-up. Maybe they will. But also, maybe Stephen A. Smith wants to do something else. He was actually talking about putting his name in a hat for to replace Pat Sajak for Wheel of Fortune. He's talked about doing some other stuff. He's talked about doing late night. Well, let's go ahead and listen to Stephen A. Smith here as he talks about, the future at ESPN. And he does some race baiting here, too. We'll get into that. Listen to this, guys.
But if we're going to be real about it, let's deal with reality. This ain't the end. More is coming.
He's talking about more layoffs.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I could be next. Let me tell y'all something. Don't ever, ever, ever in your life as a black person
here we go.
take anything for granted. I told you before, when white folks catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. The Neil Everett's are gone. The Jeff Van Gundy's are gone. David Pollock, outstanding college football analyst. Love him. He was one of the casualties. Todd McShay, college football analyst extraordinaire, especially for the NFL draft. He's part of the casualties. Love him. You didn't think black folks was going to be on the list too? That's always the case.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there, guys. You guys get the point right there. Stephen A. Smith is right about this ain't the end. I truly do believe that more layoffs are actually coming to ESPN. Honestly, if you want me to tell you the truth, this is just the beginning right here. ESPN will now change forever. There's already talk about them actually pulling ESPN off of cable. They're talking about their own streaming platform. Now, the thing is, these streaming services, guys, they don't make money. Disney Plus is still losing money. Disney Plus lost 4 million subscribers last quarter. 4 million. ESPN is not profitable. Stephen A. Smith knows that. But why is he race baiting, guys? Why is he race baiting? Now, the people that were laid off, there was way more white people get laid off than black people. So him talking about, white people catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. What is he talking about? Kendrick Perkins is still there. Some other woke black people are still there as well. Bomani Jones, as of right now, still has his podcast on ESPN. I mean, it was like a 4-to-1, 5-to-1 ratio of white people to black people that got laid off. But Stephen A. Smith is race baiting right here. This is not a racial issue. If that was the case, Stephen A., they would have got you up on out of there. But however, you're one of the few people that can actually get eyeballs on the product. The other guys, Jalen Rose is horrible. They kept Kendrick Perkins. I would actually keep Jalen Rose way before I would actually keep Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is probably the worst person over there at ESPN when it comes to analysis. He is horrible. He's a race baiter also, by the way. But a lot of these guys are. And that turns people off. Stephen A. Smith, man. I believe Stephen A. is smarter than this. But Stephen A. always does this. Why does he always have to bring race into it? Why? When you have way more white people get laid off. Susie Colbert, Neil Everett, all these people gone. They're white. Doesn't make any sense, man. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.